Folks, we have a couple great guests today. Let's start off. We'll bring in Zach Bosle, General Manager, owner of TractorTuesday.com. Zach, how you doing today?
Excellent. How are you doing today, Greg?
I'm doing well and very excited about your big online auction you're having tomorrow. Now, Zach, we'll set the stage here. I think, had your first sale with Tractor Tuesday back in kind of mid-December. Very successful sale. And then had a big sale coming up February 25th, and we did a preview video on it. Folks, I think you'll maybe remember the lead tractor on the auction was a 95 Case IH 7240 Mark 50 edition, 3,412 hours from Eden, Ohio, all original, super sharp. And did a lot of build up for the sales act, and then I'll turn it over to you. You had a kind of a computer, it's a kind of a cyber attack you got hit with on that day of the auction, wasn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, that happened, and we were able to get through about half to three-quarter of our auction day, and ultimately the site just got slugged and rendered darn near unusable. So we decided on three of the items that we would just, based off of what the owners wanted to do, we were going to push them ahead here. And so now March 18th, tomorrow is the big event with that Mark 50 Magnum. We also have a beautiful 8360 RT pre-def, nearly new bogey wheels and tracks on the sale. And we've got some new additions to the auction. We've got a brand new high-speed Case IH 16-row planter, and we also have two brand new, beautiful Meridian feed tenders. I wish I could afford one of these. They've got the auto talc blends, and seed lubrication is so much easier with that type of setup, especially with a CCS planter. Something I've always dreamed of owning, but I don't know, this $4.20 corn just isn't cutting it for me to make that type of upgrade. But I know there's a few folks out there that are really interested in those seed tenders as well.
Yeah, oh, perfect time to be selling them. And again, brand new Meridian. A couple years ago, I spent some time with the folks there at the manufacturer level. Great people up there, and a lot of excitement about Tractor Tuesday, Zach. For people who aren't familiar, let's walk this back a little bit. You have deep history as an online auction seller. Going back to I think it was Hastings Ag. You're actually a farmer from Hastings, Nebraska. Zach, and how many years have you been selling online?
Oh, this is probably my seventh year now total at official capacity. But yeah, most importantly, first and foremost to me is I am a farmer. We're only row crop nowadays, primarily corn and some soybeans. In the irrigated part of Nebraska here, just east of Hastings, is where our home base is. And, ultimately got into the equipment sales, somewhat tentatively online. And we were just about a year or two ahead of the big boom. And we were set up nicely for late 21 and into 22. And obviously that trend continued strong into 23. And,
Right.
there's been a little bit of a downturn in the industry. And as that was happening, I've got a tech background as well. And I was always wanting to do something a little bit different with our own proprietary system. So we wrote our own software and built the site that you see today being TractorTuesday.com.
Yeah, and folks, take my advice here. Go if you haven't gone out, do it today. Go out there and go to TractorTuesday.com. The site Zach and his team have built, very clean, functional, slick. And again, even with a cyber attack, I love the way you guys handled that, Zach, and coming back here and kind of taking your experiences in the online auction space and doing things a little different. Well, big different with Tractor Tuesday. I think when people see the information on the site, I'll just hand it over to you, Zach. How you guys at Tractor Tuesday are trying to
Yeah.
position to be a little different.
Yes. So most importantly, if you own the equipment, either as an individual farmer or if you happen to be with a dealership group, there is zero commission. You pay next to nothing. We do kind of a placeholder fee of $22 for a listing fee. That's just to make sure that you are who you say you are. But that's the only fee that you'll face as the seller. Currently, if you're the buyer, it's known there is a 2% buyer's premium. But gosh, on the average unit, it really doesn't add up to much. And I think some users, oh, I won't bid if there's a buyer's premium. But when they realize that we're not taking any money out of the owner's pocket, they're willing to participate.
Right.
And on our first auction, for example, we had a beautiful 8RX 410, just shy of 500 hours. And to my knowledge, for that hour range, we had the highest final bid on an 8RX 410 of all of 2024.
That
So
was a
to me,
very
it kind of proved the concept out. Yeah.
That was a very strong price. Yeah, I was looking this morning, Zach, and you sold that for I think $370,500 with 499 hours, a 21 model 8RX 410. So like you
Hmm.
say, proving the concept there back on your first sale December 17th. Now also with TractorTuesday.com, I find it interesting when we had a chance to visit out in Ohio, Zach, your take on the extended bidding is a little bit different there as well. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so anytime there is a bid within the last 2 minutes, we auto extend the clock out by 2 minutes. But the big difference on our end is there is no proxy or max bid with an auto outbid. It's more similar to an in-person auction or a land auction. For example, let's say we're at $80,000. The next individual makes a bid at 90. It just jumps the bid to 90,000. And there's a couple of reasons why we chose to do that. Number one is just it's transparency. Everything that we do on our site, we really want the process to be transparent. We keep the user data private. We don't share or sell any of that information, but we just want folks to be reassured that, hey, each bid is a straight bid. There's no man in the middle situation here where any of that information potentially could be compromised, and magically that guy makes the bid at 90,000, and then the bid just magically works up to 89.5, and the guy's
Right.
stuck with it. We just want that process and to be reassuring where people, even though there really isn't any funny business in these online auctions, it's hard for folks to get that confidence and build that trust. That's one of the reasons. And honestly, the main reason is, several of my old auctions in years past, there'll be 1 minute left. I'll have a tractor at 100,000, and 44 minutes later, that tractor's at 137, and everybody's either falling asleep or they got cows running across the yard, and they've got business to attend to. We want
Right.
to accelerate the process where it doesn't turn into an all-day event. and,
Right.
and
Well,
honestly, we're here to facilitate the bidders, but most importantly, reassure the sellers that it'll be a fair process.
right. Well, I was intrigued again by by your take on that, Zach. And again, born out of years of experience and thinking as a farmer, with raising kids and like got your stuff on the farm going on. It's tough sometimes when those bidding can drag a couple hours. But again, folks, the sale, Zach, Tractor Tuesday tomorrow, that 95 Case H 7240 Mark 50 edition, 3,400 hours. You and Isaac were out in Eden, Ohio with the Reitzel tractor folks, and man, that thing is just a beautiful kind of a time machine, isn't it?
It really is, and it truthfully looks better in person. I mean, the
Hmm.
images look sharp, but gosh, you see something like that in person, and there's a lot of interest in those '90s they call boxcar magnums, but I've never seen a Mark 50 in the wild in recent years that looks this sharp. It's 100% original. They did replace the front tires on it, but even the rear duals, the rubber on there is original. It's got the big 1000 PTO. The cab is all original, and it doesn't need a new cab kit, folks. It's perfect.
Yeah,
You can even still make out the Mark 50 logo on the seat. And a
right.
lot of cases, those seats are torn and really look rough. This cab looks, smells, and feels great.
Right. And again, folks, like Zach mentioned, other items on the sale tomorrow. Beautiful 11 model John Deere 8360 RT, 4,144 hours. A new 24 model Case H 2130 high speed planter, 16-row 30-inch. And we didn't talk about it, Zach, but another box car, a 90 model Case H 7120 two-wheel drive, super sharp. So, yeah, it's going to be a big day tomorrow at TractorTuesday.com, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And yeah, that two-wheel drive boxcar on there, that's a one owner,
Mm,
machine. That's all the same family just south of Hastings here. Know the family quite well, and know the whole history there. So it's a beautiful piece. We've got a lot of them on the sale. And just yeah, stay posted, get registered at tractortuesday.com. We've got a lot of exciting announcements, and excited to share those as we can, have the privilege to do so moving forward.
Well, Zach, I'm excited for your future there. TractorTuesday.com. Again, check out the sale tomorrow, folks, and stay tuned. Coming up, we will have another guest from the auction industry. I think you're going to enjoy.